ever united, the rich idiots in charge might actually have problems for once. He also mentioned rumors about someone called the Mediator, who supposedly brought peace between the gangs. Krishna nearly laughed because getting those three factions to cooperate sounded harder than teaching a brick to do math. Still, she was ordered to investigate. Back at the clinic, Xenos sneezed once, and suddenly Lo and Linda started offering their bodies to warm him up like two horny space heaters. Lily immediately panicked and escaped to make tea before the harem energy killed her emotionally. While healing Sophia, Xenos learned she got injured during another robbery mission because apparently stealing from rich assholes was her cardio routine. She also mentioned the Royal Knights had become a huge problem lately, especially a vice commander named Krishna who blasted people with magic guns like Fantasy Batman with anger issues. Camilla warned that attracting the Royal Knights would be dangerous, considering the clinic was basically filled with criminals, monsters, and one illegal doctor with enough power to delete buildings. Xenos still thought nobody important would notice him because this man had the self-awareness of a potato. Meanwhile, Krishna entered the slums and immediately noticed something weird. Different races were casually living together without trying to stab each other every 5 minutes. One lizard man refused to explain anything to her, but the second she pulled out her gun, he screamed for Sophia like a kid calling his mom during a fight. Krishna retreated after spotting Sophia nearby, but she noticed Sophia's previously destroyed arm had somehow fully healed. While trying to escape, Krishna accidentally wandered into Xenos' clinic and asked for directions. Then she saw Lily and immediately shot Xenos with a smoke bullet because she suspected him of kidnapping children. Truly incredible detective work right there. Thankfully, Lily explained that Xenos had actually saved her, so Krishna realized she screwed up and apologized. She expected the smoke bullet to knock him unconscious for hours, but Xenos stood there completely fine because his defensive magic blocked it. Krishna instantly assumed he was some legendary defensive sorcerer who dedicated his whole life to shields because apparently her brain refused to accept that this random healer was just absurdly overpowered. Once she revealed she was the vice commander of the Royal Knights, everyone understood why Sophia's gang kept getting folded. Xenos secretly raised a signal outside the clinic to stop visitors from entering, while Krishna explained she was searching for the mysterious Mediator. She believed the Mediator manipulated the gangs behind the scenes and might become a threat to the kingdom. Xenos casually defended the Mediator without exposing himself, while Lily accidentally made things worse by defending him too passionately. Krishna immediately suspected Lily knew something. When Xenos tried telling her to continue her mission elsewhere, she noticed an empty bed and basically invited herself to stay over. Lily served her tea so hot it nearly murdered her tongue, then sat directly on Xenos' lap and demanded head pats in front of her. Camilla invisibly whispered into Xenos' ear that Lily was trying to make Krishna jealous. Unfortunately for Lily, Krishna had the emotional reactions of a concrete wall. Desperate, Lily used her final attack and grabbed Xenos dramatically while claiming he wouldn't sleep that night, only to pass out instantly seconds later. Later that night, Krishna asked if any healer could regenerate a lost arm because Sophia's arm had somehow been restored. Xenos asked why she hated slum people so much, and Krishna revealed her mother used to bring food to poor children there until someone murdered her just to steal a wedding ring. That tragedy pushed Krishna into becoming a knight obsessed with justice. She explained she became the youngest vice commander in history and earned the nickname Iron Rose, although she joked people probably gave her that name because she literally forgot how to smile after her mother died. After she left, Camilla told Xenos not to overthink the story because after living for 300 years, she had heard tragedies way worse than that. Later, Sophia arrived at the clinic for treatment, but Krishna suddenly returned too. Both women immediately reached for their weapons while Lily desperately tried pretending Sophia just accidentally wandered in. Krishna questioned how Sophia's arm got healed and blamed the mysterious Mediator for gathering dangerous criminals together. Sophia fired back by explaining that corruption existed everywhere, not just in the slums, and revealed that a respected noble named Calendar was secretly running a child trafficking operation. Krishna refused to believe it because Calendar publicly acted like some saint helping orphan children. Sophia mocked Krishna for only judging people by appearances and explained that the Mediator healed anyone, regardless of race or background. Xenos finally admitted he was the Mediator, but Krishna refused to believe him because she still thought he specialized only in defensive magic. Honestly, this woman watched him survive her magic, heal monsters daily, and casually run the entire slums, yet still missed the obvious answer. Convinced he sided with criminals, she left to investigate Calendar herself. Krishna visited Calendar's mansion under the excuse of checking security due to nearby thieves. Everything seemed normal at first, but she noticed the place had way too much security for some rich philanthropist clown. While exploring, she discovered a hidden well full of kidnapped children. She promised to save them, but before she could act, Calendar shot her from behind and revealed his entire kind old man personality was complete bullshit. Just as he prepared to kill her, Xenos and Sophia finally arrived. Calendar Calendar immediately recognized Sophia and figured nobody would care if he shot a slum criminal. But instead, he suddenly blasted Xenos. The idiot started laughing, thinking he had killed him. But once the smoke cleared, Xenos was standing there, completely fine while the bullets bounced off his barrier like cheap plastic toys. Calendar kept firing in panic, looking like a rich raccoon having a nervous breakdown, but his second gun slipped out of his hands and he face-planted on the floor. Xenos calmly picked up the gun and pointed it back at him. Calendar instantly switched from evil mastermind to crying coward and started begging for mercy. Then he tried apologizing to Krishna, but Xenos told him he should apologize to the kidnapped children instead. After that, he shot Calendar with the limiter still active, meaning the bastard probably survived. Krishna thought she was beyond saving and told Xenos to report everything to the Royal Knights, but he casually healed her injuries and regenerated her arm right in front of her. That was the moment Krishna finally realized the mysterious mediator was actually him. She started thinking he was some perfect hero sent by the gods, but Xenos immediately shut that down because according to him, nobody was perfect. He reminded her that she was still a hero to those children, and Krishna finally understood that even though her mother died tragically, she genuinely loved helping people in the slums. That realization broke her emotionally, and she started crying while admitting her mother would always remain her hero. After rescuing the children, Xenos and Sophia prepared to leave before the Royal Knights arrived, but Krishna stopped him and asked why he bothered saving her. Xenos casually explained that she still owed him money for using his bed and getting healed. Even during emotional moments, this dude still charged hospital fees like a fantasy world insurance company.
You can choose to raid the caravan, or you can choose to guard it. This is a game where slaying.
The story then flashed back to when Aston first met Xenos in the slums. Aston invited him to join his adventurer party after hearing he could use healing magic, although the truth was that he mainly wanted free labor because Aston treated teammates like unpaid interns. During one mission, Aston fought a wolf while Xenos secretly healed his injuries from the background, allowing him to win without realizing he was being carried harder than dead weight in an online game. Despite that, Aston still thought Xenos was useless and eventually kicked him out. Later, Aston's party accepted a dangerous quest from a noble named Fennel. They expected an easy paycheck followed by drinking themselves stupid, but instead they ran into powerful monsters and immediately started getting destroyed. Aston screamed at his teammates to use magic while contributing absolutely nothing himself, basically role-playing as a motivational speaker during a disaster. One monster nearly ate a party member alive while the mage Anders panicked so hard he became emotionally useless. Another member named Guile claimed he was already using defensive magic, but the team still got wrecked and had to retreat. For the first time, Aston started wondering if Xenos had secretly been healing them all along. Still, because he had the intelligence of wet cardboard, he convinced himself that wasn't possible. Desperate, the party hired a healer named Human before challenging the monsters again. She found it suspicious that a famous party known for taking 0 damage suddenly needed emergency medical support every 5 minutes. The second battle went even worse. Fireballs started flying everywhere, Anders got blasted, and Human explained he would die without proper treatment. Aston immediately started blaming Guile again, because apparently accountability was this man's greatest weakness. At that moment, Aston finally realized something horrifying. Ever since kicking Xenos out, the party had been getting absolutely demolished non-stop. Soon after, Fennel's butler arrived with a letter telling Aston never to show his face around the mansion again because he failed the mission and ruined Fennel's daughter's birthday plans. Aston desperately tried blaming Xenos for everything, but then realized he never officially admitted Xenos was part of the party in the first place. Absolute clown behavior. Running out of options, Aston decided the only solution was bringing Xenos back. The party headed into the slums looking for him, and Aston planned to hire the demi-human leaders for help. He first approached Sophia, but she burst out laughing after learning he was the idiot who kicked Xenos out. She basically told him to get lost because Xenos had far more important things to do than babysit washed-up adventurers. Aston then visited Linda and Lo, but both gave him the same answer. Lo even warned him that the orcs would beat his ass if he kept bothering Xenos. Aston honestly started wondering if they were talking about another guy with the same name because there was no way the healer he threw away became this respected. Eventually, he spotted Xenos walking with Lily and immediately tried convincing him to rejoin the party. Xenos refused instantly and explained that if Aston was truly desperate, he might help them during his free time for the right price. Hearing that nearly gave Aston a stroke. He mocked Xenos for supposedly not having a place in the slums, only for random people nearby by to start thanking Xenos for healing them. Aston looked completely stunned after realizing the entire slum respected the guy he threw away like garbage. Furious, he tried attacking Xenos from behind, but Krishna suddenly shot at him and stopped the attack. Aston instantly folded under pressure, blamed Guile for everything, and ran away like a raccoon escaping the police. Back at the clinic, the girls explained they had spies following Aston, but they lost him after he disappeared. Sophia guessed he probably turned to the underground guild since they accepted almost any dirty job for money. Camilla mentioned Aston must be completely broke if he was searching for Xenos personally. Sophia then revealed there was a mysterious figure called the Guide, who accepted special requests even without payment. Later that night, Lily noticed Xenos couldn't sleep, so she brought him tea and gently patted his head because she knew he always carried everyone's problems alone. After Lily fell asleep, Camilla asked if Aston's return bothered him. Xenos admitted he appreciated her concern, and she asked how he learned healing magic in the slums. He revealed it all started when he once tried reviving a corpse using forbidden magic, which immediately shocked her. Camilla then explained that back in her time, sorcerers created golems that could endlessly fight without pain or fear. Right after she mentioned that, the ground suddenly started shaking. Camilla rushed outside and discovered a massive golem rampaging through the slums. Meanwhile, the mysterious guide watched the destruction from afar and revealed someone hired him specifically to hurt Xenos. At the same time, he planned to use the chaos as a field test for his monstrous creation. Xenos and Camilla rushed into the slums where the giant golem was tearing through buildings like an angry toddler smashing Lego sets. Soon, Sophia, Linda, and Lo also arrived and revealed that their people were getting crushed left and right. Everyone wondered what kind of nightmare fuel the monster was, so Xenos explained it was an ancient artificial life form called a golem. The problem was that the magic to create those things was supposed to be lost centuries ago, meaning somebody out there was cooking forbidden black magic like a fantasy world mad scientist. Lo mentioned one of her orcs saw the creature coming from deeper inside the slums, making Xenos suspect the underground guild was involved. But there was no time for detective work because people were getting flattened like pancakes. Xenos immediately ordered everyone to gather the injured together while he spammed healing magic non-stop. Meanwhile, the mysterious guide watched everything from afar like a psychopath enjoying premium front row seats to chaos. He admitted the golem still needed improvements, but he believed it was powerful enough to kill Xenos eventually. More importantly, he wanted to see how the healer reacted while watching people close to him suffer. Basically, this dude woke up and chose villainy as a full-time career. While healing everyone, Xenos complained internally because he wasn't getting paid for any of this. And he was also worried about Lily. Even during a city-wide disaster, Bro still thought like a businessman. The guide became impressed after seeing how efficiently Xenos healed everyone, but he knew healing alone wouldn't stop the monster. Xenos hoped the golem would eventually leave on its own, but Camilla explained that golems only stopped once their orders were completed. She also pointed out something terrifying. The high-purity magic stone powering the creature only existed near the Demon Lord's old territory and should have disappeared after the ancient war ages ago. On top of that, creating a golem required several rare materials and forgotten black magic systems. In other words, whoever built this thing had way too much free time and access to cursed nonsense. Once Xenos realized escape wasn't an option, he asked Camilla how to kill it. She explained they needed to destroy the magic stone core hidden inside the golem. So Xenos ordered everyone else to attack, while he supported them from the back with healing and defensive magic. The girls charged the monster and smashed its legs hard enough to make it collapse, but the damn thing instantly regenerated like a boss fight designed by sadistic game developers. Linda got launched through multiple buildings, but Xenos healed her immediately before she could even complain. While supporting everyone, he reminded himself that his healing weakened with distance and that he couldn't spam every type of magic at once. After observing the golem closely, Xenos suddenly came up with a plan and told the others to focus on its legs again. But right when the monster started falling, everyone noticed a child trapped underneath it. Xenos rushed forward to save her, but shockingly, the golem adjusted its body at the last second to avoid crushing the kid. Camilla nearly lost her mind because golems weren't supposed to think for themselves. Xenos scanned the creature and discovered the magic stone hidden inside its left chest. Then he saw the absolute last person he expected inside it. Aston was fused into the monster as its core. Meanwhile, the guide revealed that the best way to create life was combining a human with a magic stone. He specifically chose Aston because the guy was filled with negativity, selfishness, and emotional damage. Honestly, Aston being powered by pure toxic energy made way too much sense. Xenos ordered everyone else to retreat despite them wanting to continue fighting. He remembered his teacher's words about healers not belonging on the front lines, but he knew he was the only one capable of ending the battle. Once everyone left, Xenos started remembering Aston's past. He realized it was strange that someone as selfish as Aston still protected a child moments earlier. Then he recalled Guile once mentioning Aston became obsessed with money and power after his younger sister died because he couldn't afford medicine for her. Suddenly, Xenos understood why Aston always recognized another abandoned slum kid when he saw one. The golem attacked again, but Xenos enlarged his scalpel with magic, sliced off the creature's arm and ripped open its chest. He looked directly at Aston and calmly said this would be their final meeting before stabbing toward the core. The guide got disappointed because he thought Xenos chose to kill Aston without hesitation. But then he realized Xenos was somehow healing Aston while cutting the magic stone out of his body at the same time. Even after healing hundreds of people and supporting an entire battlefield, this monster of a healer still had enough power left to perform surgery during combat. Aston woke up confused and asked why Xenos bothered saving him after everything he had done. Xenos explained that first of all, he needed information about whoever caused this disaster because somebody still owed him a ridiculous amount of money for damages. He also admitted that despite Aston being an asshole, he was still the person who pulled him out of the slums years ago and unknowingly gave him the gold coin that led to saving Lily and opening the clinic. Most importantly, Xenos saved him because healing people was simply his job. Aston apologized for everything he did, but Xenos told him to stand up because beating someone already broken wasn't satisfying. Then he casually powered up his fist with magic and punched Aston so hard he blasted him across the area like a human baseball. Later, Aston woke up in custody where Krishna arrested him and explained that Xenos revealed the entire truth. She added that Xenos took Aston's sword as payment for the destruction he caused, but still left behind a single gold coin. The exact same thing Aston once gave him before throwing him away. That realization completely shattered him emotionally. Meanwhile, the girls carried an exhausted Xenos back home because the man looked one sneeze away from collapsing. Camilla joked that she was disappointed he survived because she wanted the house back to herself, but Lily exposed her by revealing she floated nervously around the clinic the entire time worrying about him. Camilla immediately got embarrassed after her ghost tsundere act got exposed. Krishna later reported that the Royal Knights traced the golem incident back to the guide, while Sophia explained he recently started working for the Underground Guild and always operated alone. Everyone suspected he was already planning another attack, but when the girls started arguing again, Xenos kicked them all out because fighting inside the clinic was forbidden. Later, Lily noticed he was exhausted and tried asking him to visit a hot spring together, but Sophia barged in and invited him first. Then every other girl showed up wanting the same thing, because apparently this anime refused to go 5 minutes without harem chaos. Xenos eventually agreed to bring everyone while wondering why these women treated hot springs like military operations. Camilla decided to join too because she enjoyed watching the girls compete over him like wild animals fighting for territory. At the hot spring, Xenos finally relaxed in the men's bath until Sophia suddenly appeared beside him after placing a cleaning sign outside to scare everyone away. She admitted she never expected the slum races to cooperate this peacefully and told him he might actually change the world someday. Then she slowly moved closer, and Xenos immediately realized this peaceful bath was about to become another problem. Sophia suddenly admitted she only distracted Xenos so she could make a move on him in the hot spring. Right when she tried grabbing him, Linda burst into the men's bath like a feral wolf that smelled free food and immediately tackled toward him. Sophia stopped her, and within seconds, the bath turned into a full-on waifu deathmatch. Then Lo emerged from the water, revealing she had been hiding there the entire damn time waiting for Xenos like some orcish submarine predator. To make things worse, Krishna also appeared and tried acting morally superior by telling the girls they shouldn't be inside the men's bath. Unfortunately, everyone immediately realized she was there for the exact same reason. The girls instantly teamed up against her while Xenos lost all patience and yelled at everybody to get the hell out because the man just wanted one peaceful bath for once in his miserable life. Meanwhile, over in the women's bath, humans stared at the bizarre group, wondering how one healer somehow collected every race in the kingdom like Pokemon cards. Lo started bragging about her chest size while Lily quietly suffered emotional damage because she was flatter than a cutting board. The only thing saving her confidence was realizing Yuman belonged to the same flat chest support group. Camilla tried comforting Lily by claiming smaller girls had their own charm, and maybe Xenos preferred them that way. Then Yuman suddenly realized Camilla was transparent and immediately figured out she was a ghost. She prepared to exorcise her on the spot, causing Camilla to panic and flee faster than tax evaders hearing footsteps. Yuman later convinced herself she probably imagined it because everybody else was acting completely normal while a literal ghost floated around the hot spring. After dinner, Xenos noticed Krishna eating separately because she didn't want other royal knights seeing her casually hanging around demi-humans. Lily eventually fell asleep, leaving Xenos alone with Camilla. He complained that the girls got drunk and ruined his dinner experience, while also wondering how Camilla even managed to travel outside during daylight. Lily eventually fell asleep, leaving Xenos alone with Camilla. He complained that the girls got drunk and ruined his dinner experience. while also wondering how Camilla even managed to travel outside during daylight. She revealed she possessed Lily's staff because her spirit was attached to it. When Xenos asked if the staff belonged to her back when she was alive, Camilla admitted she couldn't remember. That was when Xenos realized she hated talking about her past, meaning Ghost Girl definitely had centuries of unresolved trauma buried somewhere under all the sarcasm. The next morning, everyone heard a loud explosion coming from the kitchen. Yuman rushed over and found the chef badly burned. She healed him as much as she could, but admitted the damage was severe enough that he might never properly use his arm again. Then, Xenos casually walked in, looked at the injury, and decided the man didn't need the Royal Hospital after all. Lily asked what happened, and Xenos casually explained it was just a kitchen fire, like people exploding themselves during breakfast was somehow normal. Since he enjoyed the chef's food the previous night, he decided to heal him for free. Seconds later, the chef's arm was completely restored, leaving Yuman staring at him like she just witnessed a cheat code come to life. Afterward, Yuman reported everything to her superior, Becker. Once she described Xenos, Becker immediately suspected the mysterious healer lived somewhere in the slums because there was no official registration for someone with those abilities. Not long after, Becker personally visited the clinic pretending to suffer from the deadly red lung disease. Xenos instantly diagnosed him and warned everyone to stay back because red lung was highly contagious and should have already been eradicated years ago. Becker introduced himself as an elite healer from the Royal Hospital, but Yuman exposed him immediately by revealing he purposely infected himself with a drug that copied red lung symptoms just so he could meet Xenos. Honestly, this man risked fake terminal illness for networking purposes. Becker explained he invented cures for multiple diseases, including red lung itself, earning him elite healer status. Then he noticed Xenos' coat and asked about it. Xenos revealed it belonged to his master, but admitted he didn't even know the man's name. Becker invited him to work at the Royal Hospital because they needed help solving a serious problem. Right at that moment, the slum girls stormed into the clinic after seeing a red warning flag outside. Xenos realized Camilla raised it to alert everyone that something dangerous was happening. Becker quickly changed tactics and reframed the job as a paid commission instead. That immediately got Xenos interested because nothing motivated this man harder than money. Sophia questioned whether the Royal Hospital could really be trusted, but Xenos pointed out they once distributed red lung cures in the slums for free and saved countless lives. Becker then promised to tell Xenos everything he knew about his master if he agreed to help. He also claimed he would eventually help Xenos live peacefully once the mission was over. Soon after, Xenos arrived at the Royal Hospital where Becker explained the real assignment. Several people connected to the hospital had mysteriously disappeared, and Becker needed Xenos to investigate from the inside. To hide his identity, Xenos would pretend to be a healer who studied abroad while working as a special research student. Becker assured him nobody would question his legitimacy because an elite healer personally vouched for him. When Xenos entered his dorm room, he nearly got a heart attack after seeing Lily already waiting there. Yuman explained Lily was registered as his family member. Lily immediately claimed she was his wife, but Yuman corrected her by revealing the documents listed her as his sister instead. Honestly, this fake family setup was already one misunderstanding away from disaster. After Yuman left, Lily suddenly asked whether Xenos wanted her, but he reminded her that they were supposed to act like siblings. Camilla then shamelessly admitted she taught Lily to say that stuff. Xenos warned Camilla that the Royal Hospital was packed with elite healers